Welcome. In this class, we want to study trigonometry, and here we are going to specifically introduce trigonometry. So when we are talking about trigonometry, we are studying about angles. So angles can be, number one, acute angles, which are angles between 0 degrees and 89 degrees. Then number two, we have right angle, which is 90 degrees. Then number three, we have obtuse angles. They are angles from 91 to 180 degrees. Then we have reflex angles, which are angles above 180 degrees. So how do we measure angles? We measure angles in two forms. We measure angles in degrees, and we also measure angles in radians. So degrees is the main form of measuring angles. Yes, but there is another form we call radians. So we want to see how we can convert angles from radians to degrees and vice versa. So first, I want us to consider this section of a circle where we have an angle theta subtended by an arc length L, and this is a circle of radius given as R. So when this arc length is equal to the radius of this circle, then the angle subtended by this arc equals to 1 radian. So this angle in radian is found as the length L divided by the radius of the circle. So angle theta equals to arc length divided by R, which will give us 1 radian. So let us take an example where we have the entire circle and we have the entire circumference. So we know that when we have the entire circumference, the angle is subtended at the center here around is 360. So our arc length will be the circumference of the circle. So the angle in radians will be the arc length divided by R. And we know the arc length is the entire circumference, which is given as 2 by R. So we will cancel and we will have 2 by radians. So therefore, an angle of 360 degrees equals to 2 pi radians. So divide both sides by 2, we have 180 degrees equals to pi radians. So this is the standard that we use in the conversion of radians to degrees and degrees to radians. So let us see some examples. So you need to convert 125 degrees into radians. So first of all, you write if 180 degrees equals to pi radians, what about 125 degrees? So you cross multiply, you find you have this value. So you can leave it at that, or you can decide to evaluate it, and it gives you 2.182 radians. Alright, you may need to convert 2/5 pi radians into degrees, but not radians. So our main standard is by what about 2/5 pi radian? Then you carry out cross multiplication and you find this will cancel with this one. Then you have 2/5 times 180, you find 72 degrees. Alright. So I want you to take note that when you are using your calculator, you need to be careful, because normally when the calculator is set, normally it is operating in degrees, but if you want to switch into radians, you press shift, then mode, then number 4, it will change to radians. So you should not be operating with the degrees when your calculator is in radians, and you cannot do, or you cannot be operating with radians when your calculator is set in degrees. Alright, that was an introduction. Check on our videos for more content on trigonometry.